hitting a 2-inch target at 400 yards is, you got to be really dialed in to do that. And I did do that, so I was feeling pretty good. The next distance was 600. I hit the 2 MOA, but if memory serves correctly, and it might not, but I think what happened was I possibly hit a little bit low. So instead of moving directly to the 1 MOA, I think what I did was I shot again at 2 MOA, using the hold that I got for that impact. Didn't do any dialing until the final 2 shots. So I just adjusted my hold, fired again, and then I fired again at the 1 MOA. So I'm pretty sure I hit the 2 MOA twice and the 1 MOA, which, if you think about it, if you just did what you did on the first phase, I'd kind of consider that a fail on the second one. Probably should have been hit the 2 MOA once, confirm your hold, go for 1 MOA, or the 6-inch target twice to maximize your points. Probably what I should have done. And then you go to the 800, and you'll notice a theme here. I think, so I missed for the first time at 800. I hit, I think, low and a little bit left. And what I should have been doing instead of talking was just thinking and focusing in and being in my own little world, noticing a trend that my holds are higher than my impacts. Like the holds I had written down are higher. And then I'm getting progressively lower. Well, I remember saying, oh, really, when it hit low. And then I made the adjustment, hit the 2 MOA, and then hit the 8-inch 1 MOA. So at this point, I'm 2 for 3 at 800, and overall, I'm 8 hits for 9 shots. So pretty good, but again, the goal, I think, is to have a good dope so that you set yourself up for success. And mine was high because that 7 mil dope for a 1,000-yard hit was just too damn high. So I'm sort of talking to these people, and at 1,000 yards, instead of looking at what's been happening and thinking about it and thinking, well, geez, if I've been low at 600 and 800, and 800 was so low that it was just below the plate, then I probably, instead of 7, I probably need to hold like 7.3, 7.4 at a minimum. Well, what did I do? I'm talking to people. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing, so I hold 7, dead center. Well, of course, what happens, even though it's a massive 2 MOA 20-inch gong down there, I'm like way low. So I kind of froze because I'm like, wait a second. I hit 5 like shots in a row at 1,000 right at 7 mils in price. Why am I so low? And then I started to really, I had a lot of hesitation, and I doubted myself because I thought, maybe I didn't hold on 7 mils. Maybe because I was talking and I was distracted, I accidentally held it at 6 mils instead. So that's kind of like a wasted shot because you don't know where you held on the reticle. So what I did was I dialed for the first time, and I dialed for 7 mils. Now, even here, what I should have done is I should have held 7, maybe like 6.8 at the top of the gong. So it would have been like you're holding your 7 like almost at the top of the gong to give yourself as much room as possible if you're going to hit low. Well, again, like I was being filmed, camera in my face, mic on my hoodie, everybody's talking. I had been talking. So what I did is I dialed 7, and then I just, instead of holding high like I should have, which is just like basic fundamental logic, I just held 7 dead center and hit in the same exact low spot that I had before, which kind of confirmed to me that, yeah, you didn't hold at 6, you did hold at 7, and now that you've dialed at 7 and made the same shot, it hit in the exact same place low. So then I'm like, well, I don't want to just get one hit at a 2 MOA gong. I want to try, I think I know where it landed. I think it impacted at 7.6 mils, so I want to go for the 10-inch 1 MOA gong and get myself a couple points. And I'm, of course, at that point, I'm really disappointed and angry with myself for not figuring it out that I should have held higher. So I shoot at the 10-inch gong. It's my last shot. The elevation, I believe, was like good. It wasn't even low or high on the gong. It was probably like pretty close to dead center as far as the elevation goes. But I think I just missed just to the right of the 10-inch gong. So that means I missed all my shots at 1,000, which was extremely disappointing to me because my bread and butter distances that I've shot more than any are 750 yards just because of where I used to go to shoot, and then 1,000. I've probably shot 750 might be the only distance I've shot at more than 1,000. Like I've shot at 1,000 so much over the last 5-6 years, it's not even funny. But like I said, changing the rifle the day before, only having 2 boxes of ammo and that you can only use so much. And then, because of the elevation and weather and wind factors from price, I'm getting a hold that's not, realistic. It's affected by your weather variables, your environmentals, elevation, and all that stuff. And I just should have put 2 and 2 together, and I didn't. And like part of that is like working real hard for a week in Wyoming, mounting this scope Wednesday night, going to bed at like 1 a.m., practicing the latter half of the day in Price. Can't remember what I was doing Thursday morning, but I didn't get to Price till like 1 or 2 p.m. And then practice till sundown, drive, the hour and a half home. And then I'm pretty exhausted. Go to bed at about 10:30, wake up at 2:30 a.m. to drive the 3.5-hour drive down to Jim's range. So I didn't want to take any caffeine because I didn't want the jitters. So I'm yawning the whole way down there. Probably left my house around 3:30. Got there at 7. And then we started the contest. And it was a long day because we didn't just do the accuracy challenge. We did a bunch of other stuff that'll probably be in a separate video. But just wanted to kind of show like the funny thing about this T3X Super Varmint is when I bought it, I wanted to return it. I hated it. I had a Tikka Take 1 that it was my OG rifle. It kind of what got me into long range shooting. On my channel, you can see that I'd hit soda cans at like 1,000 and 1380 and done a bunch of other stuff with it. And so I loved that Take 1. And then I wanted to get into 6.5 PRC for hunting. So I think I watched a channel from South Africa called Gun Rats, and they reviewed the T3X Super Varmint, but they did it in 6.5 Creedmoor, and it was really accurate, shooting 1/2-inch groups. So I was like, I'm sold, I'm going to get it. Well, I fired, what did I fire? I fired some Norma, and I think I could only get 1-inch groups with that. And then I had some Hornady Elite Hunter. That was much worse. I mean, that was like 1.5-inch, 2-inch groups. And then I think I had a third kind of ammo, and that was over 1 inch as well. And when you're used to shooting like 1/4-inch and 1/2-inch groups, shooting 1 inch isn't impressive, and anything over that is kind of disastrous in my opinion. Just that's how I look at it. So I don't name my rifles, but I think I wanted to call this thing Miss Piggy because it's like putting lipstick on a pig. I bought this $1,500 MDT ACC Premier chassis, and it was funny because when I put it on there and I went and fired the Norma ammo again, I think I got a 1.1-inch group was the best I could do with the Norma. So I was not happy. I was like, boy, I bought this expensive chassis. It didn't do anything for the accuracy. Blah, blah, blah. But I do have one video on my channel of me hitting back-to-back milk jugs at 1,000 yards, and that was with this rifle in this chassis, but it was with a different optic. It was with the Vortex Razor light hunting tactical 4-22 by 50, I think that scope is. And that scope has great glass. It just has a very minimalistic Christmas tree reticle. So it wouldn't have been ideal for this competition. You're trying to hit 2-inch targets using your holdovers. Because like I said, I prefer to use holdovers if I can instead of dialing. I think there's just variances no matter how good the scope is when you dial. And the holdovers served me well. Like I said, I was able to hit a 2-inch target using the holdovers at 400. So I think there was nothing wrong with using nothing but holdovers. Um, but I think it's worked out because of the Eric Cortina tuner brake I put on the end. So I will admit this. So I didn't fire any of this Berger Elite Hunter ammo until after I put the Eric Cortina tuner brake on. So I had the Eric Cortina brake that I put on there, and then I had bought some Berger Elite Hunter and maybe one or two other kinds of ammo, and I was shooting half-inch groups or better with this Berger Elite Hunter ammo. So I'm like, okay, that's great. I could actually hunt with this, or put it back in the original stock, take it hunting, or compete in some challenges with this ammo with that tuner brake on there. And that's exactly what I did. It was like a laser beam. I mean, it's my fault that I didn't do better. Like I said, waking up at already being exhausted from a week in Wyoming, shooting the day before, getting home late, getting 3.5 hours of sleep maybe, and then waking up at 2:30, driving down there. I just think my brain was exhausted. Like I said, I didn't take any caffeine because I didn't want the jitters, so I'm like yawning the whole way. Just really tired and not thinking straight, and then talking while I'm doing on top of it just didn't make, it wasn't really a recipe for success. I mean, me personally, I don't want to offend any of the other competitors, but I think the way I performed, I'd probably give myself a grade of a C. It's like A on the first stage at 400, C on the next two, and an F at 1,000. So that probably averages out to about a C. But I probably wouldn't use this rifle again, even though I'd love to redeem myself with it. I think Jim did say that he wanted to have me back to do some kind of armed forces challenge, and he wanted to get different people from different branches of service to compete against each other, and he'd have me back to represent the Army.